what happened to me at the grocery store earlier. Okay, so I want to preface this with, I have been working on manifesting new financial abundance into my life. I want to go on a lot more trips and be able to bring y'all elevated content and set up like a whole new studio and move into a new home with my son, you know, all the good things. And instead of worrying about what manifestation methods that I need to be doing, I need to ask myself, who do I need to become in order to be a frequency match for that financial abundance? And so that's changing my core identity. Doesn't matter what the manifesting methods are, okay? If we're not making those changes and restructuring our foundations. So what ended up happening by asking myself that question is I start connecting with future Sage. Like, what kind of thoughts is she having, emotions is she feeling, actions that she's taking. And it's not even something that I'm having to really actively sit down and figure out. She's pinging me throughout the day, like, hey girl, you should go do this, or this is what I'm doing in the future. Okay? And then I start implementing those things into my life, and then one day I wake up and I am her. That's how I've actually shifted into the version of myself that I am today. So back to the grocery store, when I was at the self-checkout, there was a button that you could hear in English or in Spanish, and I accidentally hit the Spanish, and I started to get anxiety. Okay, because I was like, I'm not going to be able to understand what it's saying. And I was like, oh no, wait a minute. We have been taking Duolingo lessons, okay, actively doing that because I want to speak Spanish, because the higher self version of me, she does that. She goes to places like Peru and Puerto Rico and Costa Rica, and I know like the Spanish might be different in those places, but just overall, like, I want to integrate a new language into my life so that I can meet different people, learn about different cultures and all the things. And so I said, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to get social anxiety, because it was also causing me social anxiety because it was so loud. And I was like, people are going to look at me and they're going to think like, oh, like, she knows Spanish. How does she know Spanish? I'm like, one, that's like a irrational thought. Like, anybody in the whole entire world can know or learn Spanish, right? But it was the social anxiety, or being afraid of being embarrassed or being perceived. And I had to ask myself in that moment, what would future Sage do? She would be calm, cool, and collected, and she would see this as a learning opportunity to amplify the Spanish that she has already learned and see what type of words that she can pick up. And if I need to go ask the cashier to help me change it back, I can do that, but we're going to give it a try. And so I made it through the whole thing, and I was actually able to pick up on a lot of words, and I learned a lot of new words by scanning all the different produce and meat and all the different things. And so it was a really good experience. I got back in the car, I was very proud of myself, and I was like, yes, we did it. We shifted into future me in that moment. And so when you get these downloads and these insights from future you slowly start to become them. You start taking on their energetics, and then one day you wake up and you are them. I would ask yourself today, who is future me? Who do I want to shift my identity into become? What kind of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions are they taking? What kind of skills and hobbies are they into? What kind of money are they making? What are they doing in their career? Where have they traveled to? And then being open to receiving those insights and downloads throughout the day. And still do the manifesting thing. Those are great. But again, we have to change the core foundations within. I would love to hear in the comments if this resonated with you, and if it's your first time meeting me. Hello, my name is Sage, and I'm a spiritual coach and mentor, and my mission is to help you connect to your multidimensionality so you can reach higher levels of consciousness and discover your most aligned timelines. So remember to give a follow for more.